Right. So, because Twitch is being a bit of a bastard today, well, not just today, I think the uploading quality of my internet is just really shit, and it has been for a long time. Actually, I'm trying to upload professional modeling photos of myself into my mega upload, and it's taking weeks. Shut up. That's my cat. So what I wanted to say is, Ted, for you, my nickname, how to pronounce it is Kialna, so Kialna, so you say Kialna, but I'm really fine with you just calling me Sharon, it's alright. So what I did, just a little background for people who don't know, I studied prop making special effects in Worthing, West Sussex, in England. I just finished my first year, and I think I passed. I can't imagine not passing, actually. And during the summer I wanted to do something fun other than just making my costumes and some props and stuff. I wanted to do some actual work experience and maybe get paid for it. So my classmate, he sent in a job application for an actual job at Pinewood Studios, but at a prop shop, and he got that job, and I thought, wow, is it that easy? Can I just try that? And it shut up. And it's not so much, it's I'm not sure if it was pure, it's not really jealousy, it's just that I just really felt inspired, and I wanted that too. I wanted to get there as well. I wanted to get my hands in it. I get my teeth and claws and just get at it. And so I sent an email like, do you do work experience? And they go, yeah, we do. And I said, okay, fine. So when can I come? And they were like, when can you come? And I said, well, this is my holiday. This is when I get guaranteed off from my job, so I can go then. And well, fast forward, it was quicker the 4th of July than I thought it would be, because that was my first day. And it's an interesting experience. To me, it's really amazing. But to all you prop makers out there that really want to get into the industry, please know that it's not going to be just whatever you want it to be. It's not going to be you sculpting or moulding or casting whatever you want it. You are part of a team, you're mass producing for a big budget film. At least that's what happens at Prop Shop in Pinewood. I knew that. I knew I was going to be part of a production team that was basically doing maybe hundreds of pieces at the time, like going at it. I expected that. I knew that was going to be it. Actually, I thought, and this is what usually happens when they put you on work experience, I've actually expected to be put on some sanding job, like that you just be sanding all week long until you get like arms that just kind of go like, ugh, hurt. Because what they do is they will test your discipline. That's what they do. That's literally what they do. The first week you're in, or even the second week, the first few weeks that you're working for them, they're going to test your discipline. Are you on time? Are you reliable? Will you be there? Will you work hard enough? And so I arrived, and it was a bit uncertain what was going on, and literally everyone in our intern group was lost, because big studios are a maze. I was actually the one that went, I think we should be near Broccoli Road, which is near the Bond stage. For anyone who knows Pinewood Studios, James Bond has his own stage or studio. So basically, we got led around into the merchandise shop and into the mould shop, the casting shop, the assembly shop, etc, etc. There's a shop for everything. So yeah, that's what I did, and we were waiting for tasks, and because there was a lack of supervision and there was a meeting going on, there was no task to be put out, so they didn't really know what to do. And then they thought, well, you know what, the mold room is looking for a lot of extra hands for the tiny parts instead of the big parts. I can't tell you what's going on. I can't tell you what's inside those big workshops, and I'm talking big workshops. I can't tell you anything. I've signed 2 NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, and I can't really tell who I worked for. But all I know is that they're really big directors and they're going to be great on my CV. And there was PT Flex, which is, as I explained, it's like a bit of a rubber. It's a polyurethane rubber. I'm trying to think what it reminds me of, but I can't really tell. It's not latex. It's definitely polyurethane. It smells a bit like chocolate, but it's still not good for you, because when I tried to smell it, that was when I felt, that's not good. Never do that. I know not to do that with resin. I didn't realise I couldn't do it with that, because most of the time polyurethane resins are not nearly as harmful as polyester resins. That said, it's still harmful. Thank God for respirators. By the way, this is mine. I keep it neatly in this little bag. You can see it's completely covered in pigment and stuff, and because I am not the cleanest out there, because I am that person that gets pigment on their hands and then gets a scratch and just starts going all over her face. So I ended up with black like a face full of black streaks all the time. So yeah, this is my respirator. This is how I look like. But it keeps my hair out of the out of the resins and rubbers and stuff. But yeah, so we did that. And then we had the first lunch break already. Well, the first break. And nothing was really sure what happened. But after the lunch break, after that first break, we went with the idea that maybe that gazebo was a little bit too small and I was too much in direct sunlight, therefore it would set too quickly. As in, you could barely get it in your syringe and put it out because it was just going off. So they had like an instant garage made next to the mold room, and they put in 2 tables, later 3, or even later 4 in the week. And yeah, we in the beginning I was working with someone else on the PT Flex. We were the PT Flex team or table, and basically all the molds were being taped shut, and we would put it in, and it would set in 10 minutes, I think. Sometimes you want it a bit longer in the molds so it gets a bit solid or it will rip. And in the end she got called away because she was assigned on helmets, and I was running a one-man show. As someone who has never in her life done professional prop work, and then gets put as a solo person casting that PT Flex stuff, being the only one responsible for good casts, was a bit intimidating. It was really intimidating, and halfway through the week I got a bit of anxiety. I thought, I'm not good enough, I'm not quick enough, I'm not making it. I felt like I was underperforming, which was completely untrue, and I didn't know that. So in the end, they told me that they needed 10 sets of everything each day. I didn't know that I was producing a minimum of 13 each day, and I especially had a really slow day on Thursday, and I thought, I'm not even making it to the 10. and I still produce more. So, and on one of my top days, I was actually producing nearly 20 sets, which means that you also have to take into account that not all casts go well. Sometimes the mold gets old and you get air bubbles, or you just get like half gone off stuff that gets in, and it didn't work out well all the time. So a lot of casts also get lost, or they go chucked into a maybe box. I'm not sure if they'll use them. So you're basically mass producing parts for some big budget film I can't talk about. Oh, the joy of this job, really. And that went on for the entire week, and I actually had a really fun conversation with my classmate, because I said to him, "So how do you feel? When did you get acclimatized to the amount of work?" And he said, "I'm still trying to get used to it, but in 2 weeks' time, most of it was done, and it was intense." He said, but it was great. It's good fun, because you know you're part of something big, and that in a few years' time you can say, "I made that." But he said, like, his wife wants children, and I said, "I don't even know how you can do that, because when I come home, I'm completely broken." And he said, "I can barely eat dinner, and my last spoonful, I'm just dozing off." And I said, "Yeah, don't take a bath." And he said, "I don't dare take baths anymore. I will drown." So, really, do not underestimate it if you want to do this professionally. I kind of expected it, and I'm not shy for working hard. Just a little background: I used to work in a dry cleaner, and I had to iron 40 jackets an hour. That's a lot. That's about 1.5 minutes for each jacket. I didn't like it, so in the end it kind of destroyed me, but this is something I do like, and I feel like a sense of pride every single time a cast got out great. Don't be crying. Stop crying. So in the end, I turned out to be quite a good employee, and I didn't really realise that, and they asked me to come back, which is good. And then I would get paid for it. And it's tearing me a bit apart, because part of me really wants to. Because I now work in a store. While I love that store and my colleagues, it's not really my kind of thing. And just so you know, I would earn 400 quid a week as a student, tax-free, at the studio, compared to what do I usually earn? 250 quid for a month. So yeah, I think I might go back this summer if I can, because I have to move again. So on other news, as you noticed, I may have said something in Ted's stream about me getting a lot of supplies in. Haha, yes, I did. Because I am working on commission right now. I'm not sure if I will be streaming tomorrow, because if it's going to be as bad as it just was, then it's no use. I'm just better off making a time lapse of it with my GoPro or something. I don't even know. But I'm working on Primetime Dravenblaze. Currently, I missed one part of it. I don't know, but I have already made a mold out of that. Hold on. And it's in parts that's easier to cast, easier to transport, and all of that. So these are going to be the handles. I'm going to have a handle in here with a large bearing so it can spin. That's what he wanted. He wanted to spin. So I have to make a mechanism. And I have a mechanism in mind. I just have to make sure it works, and I have to test it. But I've got until the 12th of August to finish this. So I've planned my entire week around work and the Star Wars celebration, where my helmet is on display, by the way, to get this finished. This is polyurethane foam. I've got some stuff for it, but if I have to get it up, I have to get up again to get it. Basically, it's just foam, easy to sculpt. Full pin props uses it a lot, I think. You use it in the industry as well. Covered in resin. Most of it is sanded. you can see some unsanded spots and unfilled spots. But then again, technically I'm being underpaid, so I'm not going to make this perfect. I am going to make sure it's just finished on time. I learned it the hard way. If you want a good prop from me, it's going to cost you a lot of money. Therefore, I'm not doing any commissions anymore. This is the first and last commission I will ever do, right? So yeah, and this is where it's unsanded. You can see that it's just still resin that needs to be sanded. Then you have got like, the microphone bit. Part of me wants to modify this a little bit. The other part of me thinks that I might just do that later after the finished piece is done. And the idea is that you can screw these together in the end. So you get like this long piece. It's going to be a really big one. I marked out on the side where the blades are coming. And I miss this piece. I'm not sure where it is. It's somewhere in this messy room. But I don't know where. So it's somewhere. I already have a mold of that, so I can't just cast it with something I just got here. This side is for this blade, and again they will just be screwed on, so you can just kind of get this ready, and it will just look a bit like this. And I have a mold of this already as well. It's a bit damaged from transport, but that was after I already made the mold, so that's alright. So that's the prop, more or less. So now we can go over materials, as I promised. So, sorry, my nose is itching. Never mind. So, here we go. Moulding silicone. It's a cheaper version from Smooth On, but just as good. The industry uses PS composites most of the time, but they sell like really big buckets, and they are they're double the price. But they are industry grade, so it's possibly a bit better. This is the tinted catalyst I'm using, so I can see whether or not it is being, it's going off, and the bluer it is, the more catalyst you're putting in it, but you must make sure that you don't put too much in it. Actually, I learned that during my time when I was casting the first 2 parts, I used too little catalyst, because in the end my silicone was running out, but I still had too much catalyst going on, so I was like... So I'm actually supposed to put more in. The thing is, you can choose how much you want, and how much you want to have it for curing. It depends on what you want. For the detailing coat, you want a lot less. You want detail. You want it to drip in. You want to make sure that all the air bubbles come up, that it just kind of has every nook and cranny filled with silicone. After that's done, then you can put in more catalyst to make sure it goes off quicker, and then you can just smear it on and make sure it's a thick layer of silicone, because I learned the hard way that making a matrix mold is not as easy as it seems. It's really hard. So for the other parts I'm using just a jacket mold, so I'm just going to have silicone on top of it and then fiberglass, because I got a huge amount of fiberglass in. This is not all the fiberglass I got, because in this set I got some tools as well, like brushes and mixing sticks. I still have mixing sticks and I still have brushes, but it's always better to have more, even a roller. And some more fiberglass kind of things, gloves, all great. And then you get laminating resin, which you can use with the fiberglass. I got 3 of these cans. And as you can see, a really tiny bottle, and a syringe, my big friends, of catalyst. Again, catalyst is probably going to be only on 1 or 2% of what you need inside. So basically, what I mean to say with that is, if you have a bottle of 100 milliliters, all the catalyst you put in is 1 mil. That's it. That's more than enough, because it will go off quite quickly, especially when it's hotter. They also gave me a lifesaver, acetone. If you get it on your skin, this is what gets it off. If you, this is just. I have had so many things that stuck to my skin. I mean, I still have a bit of urethane on here in my hands. You can see. I just serve people in a store with these hands, and I have scrubbed all Sunday afternoon trying to get them clean with acetone. Not this acetone, because I just got this delivered today. But apothecary pharmacy grade. Sorry. But for casting, because I've just talked about the moulds and I just threw my phone on the floor. For casting, I also go for resin, but I'm using a bit of a different method than just putting in resin in the silicone. Now, first, I put in a gel coat, and this is a tinted gel coat for as far as I know. As you can see, it's been opened, so I think they tinted it for me and then put it back, closed it again, and taped it shut. The syringes are for putting the catalyst in. That's obvious, I think. To me, that is. After a layer of gel coat, it's going to be a black gel coat, so it's just the first layer of resin that's going to be in the mould is black. And after that, I will put in more fiberglass with resin to make sure it's really strong and lightweight as a prop. And I can put in the screws so they can just screw them shut again. Damn my nose. So yeah, basically tomorrow, hopefully, I will make a silicone cast of at least one part of the silicone mould on this part. I want to get this thing done. I'm bored of it, and I'm getting undercharged. I've actually lost money on this commission because I made a mistake. Happens, but I just like to stay professional and just not do commissions until I may actually be able to do stuff in my free time, because I don't have as much free time as I think I have. But that's because I plan it full with all kinds of professional stuff. Sorry for my facial expressions, I just do that. This part needs to be sanded tomorrow as well, so I'll just sit outside and make sure I get some good biceps working. And I actually hope to put in the first layer of gel coat into the other moulds that I have outside. If they weren't outside, I would have shown you, but I'm not going to get them, because I can tell you one thing: fiberglass bloody hurts. It will get everywhere, and you will feel it. And my classmate, who was actually working on massive, and I'm talking life-size, massive fiberglass moulds, and he just goes, I've accepted that fiberglass is part of my life now and part of my body. I find fiberglass in my bed. Fiberglass is part of me. If they ever cut me open, fiberglass will seep out of my veins. Life of a prop maker, everyone. It's really a career you choose. I have no regrets. I really don't. But now I understand why Ted chose foam. Clever. So yeah, that was my run through of materials. You want to see something I made out of foam? I bet you do. So I made this bracer. I lost one of these because I actually wanted to screw them shut with a bit of polystyrene behind it. But this is a bracer I made for my Warsong Commander outfit that I'm not making anymore because I lost my inspiration for it. I lost time and I'm just not feeling it anymore. Instead, I'm thinking on focusing on a Metabot and Biker Mice from Mars. Yeah. I'm going all back to the 90s, man. So yeah, this is my Warsong Commander bracer that I'm not using anymore. And this was supposed to be the breastplate for it, because also that's not gonna, I'm not, might just sell it, like if someone wants to work on it, finish it off, use it. But yeah, that's basically my summer. You must hate me by now. Anyway, yeah. That's basically my rundown of what I did at Pinewood and what I'm going to do tomorrow, or the rest of this week, month, the rest of my summer. Yeah. I like being a bit dramatic. Right. See you